Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
Well, you can be if you give us a call. 434-394-0924 is the number for the Call Flow Radio Show. Good morning. This is Chris Wood. Going to ask you to hold off on your calls for the first half of the show today because we do have a very special guest in the Francis E. Wood studio, but he's no stranger to the microphone. It is Farmville's illustrious Mayor Brian Vincent. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yes.
A little on the perspiration side.
Yeah, it's a little steamy out there for sure. It's been a little steamy the last few mornings.
Yeah.
And we got a fair bit of rain last night as well.
Oh, you did? Okay.
We had some flooding downtown.
Yep.
During our council meeting last night, actually, Chief of Police and the Chief of Fire Department, Chief Clark and Chief Ellington had to run out of the meeting because somebody tried to drive through some of the flooding from Gross Creek coming up and got stuck. And actually our police officers, some of our Farmville's finest, always shining bright on us, got broadcast on Channel 8 News because they jumped right in that water, waded in to go rescue that lady who had driven into the water. So,
well, that's
testament to
yes,
to how much they're dedicated to this community.
That's right. Yep.
And yeah, so we got featured on the news, and then I actually heard that Governor Youngkin called our Chief of Police Ellington and asked how things were going down here and wanted to make sure we were okay because he had apparently seen some newscasts about it. But I will say, I think the Appomattox, which I usually monitor, peaked around like 2.4 last night, but it came up really fast, and it's already starting to recede. So a lot of the water is receding.
Yeah. Well, we're soaked. We're saturated, basically.
Yeah.
And, I had to, get some water out of my basement yesterday from the storm that we had the night before that.
That's right. There's a lot of water. I know I got, in the middle of the meeting, I got a phone call from a friend / business owner in the area, and couldn't answer, of course, because I was in the council meeting. And I was like, I wonder why he's calling me. It's in the middle of a meeting. And so I texted him and said, hey, apologies, but I'm in a meeting, council meeting, and he texted back that he thought a water main had broke at his business because there was lots of water in there. And so I immediately kind of stopped the meeting for a second, made sure we got him the information he needed and got some help to him, and ended up just, an overburdened gutter drainage system that dropped a bunch of water in because
that's
it
my
was
problem
so much
too.
came down so fast.
I know it comes down so fast and you can't handle it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're glad that the rescue went safely.
Yes, she was rescued. Please don't, when we have these weather events, please don't drive your car into flood zones.
That's right. Yeah.
It's just generally not safe.
Right. Okay, so through some interruptions and all, you got through the meeting?
We did. It's one of the things I love about small towns, small government, though, that you can have those moments where you can actually interrupt a meeting and go, okay, look, we got a citizen we know who needs some help. Let's try and get them the help,
right?
And get it taken care of. But yeah, we had our meeting started, and then the weather started rolling in. We had our finance report from Miss Julie Moore, who's our finance director and now the deputy to the town manager. And finance report was good. We're starting off, that was closing out the previous fiscal year as we enter in the new fiscal year. Rescue squad expenses were a big topic during the budget season. It looks at this point like we have given them the equivalent of $45,000 in fuel and maintenance on their vehicles. So we're continuing to support the rescue squad here locally. And then we didn't have any old business, but we did have a bunch of new business. And first item was discussion of a sidewalk asset management plan. And so during the budget season, we cut the workout space that we were going to build outside for folks, but kept the money there for a couple potential items. And one of those was this sidewalk asset management plan. We've done asset management plans for some of our other infrastructure.
Yes, yeah.
And it's a way for us, similar to our paving cycle, to sort of get on a program where we can plug it into our GIS and start looking at our needs, where the most urgent needs are, start to address them, and have sort of a really data-driven idea of how we can go about addressing some of these infrastructure issues over time. And so doing a sidewalk asset management plan would allow us to do the same thing, start to really assess our sidewalk situation, where we're ADA compliant, where we're not, and really start to chip away at that in a real data-driven, systematic way. And so right now we got a proposal from Hurt and Profit for $87,000 for this plan, and council has agreed last night to continue moving forward with it. So we didn't like pass a resolution saying we're going to do it, but the council kind of gave the town manager the yes, please continue pursuing this, and then bring back some final proposals. So that's continuing to go, which is great. Anytime this is a topic of conversation that goes through this meeting, which is a lot of localities have gotten backed up on their maintenance and infrastructure over the years. And so a lot of localities in the Commonwealth particularly are dealing with that issue now, right? Having put off maintenance, having put off infrastructure improvements, having put off new equipment. And now it's all kind of coming crashing down.
Yeah, and it's more expensive the
more
longer
expensive than it ever
you
has
put it
been.
off. That's right.
So with that in mind, we discussed the fire department's new ladder truck. So the fire department needs a new ladder truck. Our current ladder truck, that is our big ladder truck, where you're talking about a 100-foot ladder, is 20 years old. We've already rebuilt the engine. And so they say those things should be, lifespan of like 20, 25 years. So we're there. And so in order to get a new ladder truck, that's a 4 or 5 year process.
Wow.
Yeah. And you want to lock in the price early because it could change over those times.
Of course, yes.
So that was the discussion. We had budgeted about $3 million for the new ladder truck.
What?
Yeah, it's expensive. It's so expensive.
God.
And the fire department folks, Chief Clark and his crew, tested out the 100-foot ladder truck that Blackstone has, brought it to town, tried it out, drove the streets, because you got to they build them to your specifications and what works for your locality. Like it needs to be able to pass under the bridge on River Street.
That's
it needs
right.
to be able to access all of our buildings on Main Street because we have some depth in those buildings, and just accounting for all those things. So you have like a center mount ladder so that you have a little better access. So anyway, it came in under $3 million. It came in at 2.4, roughly 2.5. If we do an early pay, it gets down to 2.1. So came in a little under budget. Council approved that contract to go forward, so that they'll begin working on that truck. It'll take 4 years, and then we'll have it. So we'll continue along with our old truck for 4 more years, and then try to sell it at the end to another rural locality who can't afford.
Right. So you'll be
those
getting
sort of
some money
infrastructure
back.
projects. Right. Try to, absolutely. So that was a big item. And then we discussed the financing of other equipment. So we've got like 5 police cars, an EMS vehicle, a dump truck, and like a mower, a couple other big financial items that had kind of come up. And so council approved this loan program. We're trying something a little bit different. In the past, we waited like decades to change over some of this equipment, and it's just getting to the point now, like we're saying, where the costs become such a burden when you wait that long. And so this new financing program, we will take out a loan at a low interest, I think it's 4.6, pay off those vehicles within 5 years, and at the end of the 5 years, sell them. Now, what we used to do is you'd wait like a decade or so and then try to sell the old vehicles, and you wouldn't get much out of them.
That's
but if you turn them over, we're thinking if you turn them over quicker every 5 years, you get more money out of them, and you can kind of do this cycle. And so that got approved last night as well. So another, and the paper, I think, wrote a good article about it. it was a point that I had brought up during a meeting when we were discussing the budget, which is there was a lot of localities facing similar issues, and some of them making drastic decisions. Like Purcellville up north cut their entire police department.
Good grief.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to rely on the county there, Loudoun County, but they cut their police department, which is $3 million that they saved. But it's a result of some deferred maintenance and not keeping up.
Right.
And it's a thing we talk about. It's a thing I talk about with a lot of folks. We mentioned the real estate tax rates here having gone up and with everything costing more, with workforce costing more, with equipment costing more. And if over the previous years and decades, we didn't do any real estate tax rates and everything continues to rise, but we're not greenlighting enough projects to get rooftops here. And so increasing our tax base, at some point, something has to give.
Yeah, something's got to give.
And traditionally in politics, politicians don't want to do that because they think it's going to reflect poorly on them and impact their election prospects going forward. And so things like that just keep getting put off. And it's like, yes, could we have put it off again? Absolutely. But somebody at some point is going to have to make hard decisions to get us to making sure we have the right equipment for our public safety folks, the right equipment for our public works folks.
Well, I feel like that you have the wherewithal to explain or give a reason for what you're doing and to the public. And I think that makes it easier for them to accept the fact, basically, that, something's got to give.
And that's the exact thing, is a lot of times these things, don't get spoken about because they are hard conversations. But you have to lay out how you came to where you are and how you're going to move forward. And so, we're a growing town in some senses. We have some things on the horizon here that, may impact us even more. You got that data center that may happen right outside town limits. And all those things are going to put stressors on our resources, whether that's human resources or physical material resources, and so you
place
need
for the employees to, if they're coming in from other places, for them to live, basically.
Not only that, but you want to have robust public safety mechanisms in case something goes wrong out there, and so us moving, as volunteerism's gone down and we've moved towards a more full-time firehouse. Each year we've kind of allotted a new firefighter position so we could get to that full-time fire force. And now we're finally getting to that 7 days a week, 24-hour service. Well, now you got to have a place for these people to stay. And we didn't build a firehouse for that in 1991. So you got to have a firehouse for them to stay. You got to have a firehouse where men and women have their own showering mechanisms, rooms and lockers. And then you got to have, for our folks, one of my main concerns is they didn't have a real setup for decontaminating their get-ups after a fire.
Right.
Like they didn't have a bay for that. And so it was often being done in places where it shouldn't be done. And so let's make sure...
I didn't really think of that.
Yeah, let's make sure we give these folks who risk their lives to try and save our buildings and people's lives here, the resources they need to succeed because, that's... just do service. We do that for the police force. We should do it for the fire department.
Absolutely.
And we are not a community who wants to walk away from our police force or our fire department. We want to give them the resources to do their jobs and to keep us safe. So they do a great job. That was the gist there. We also had, we've been having discussions on the performance of the town manager and the town clerk. Those have been going on for the last 3 meetings. You have to do an annual evaluation for your manager and your town clerk. And so we completed that last night, and everybody came through with pretty good marks, pretty high marks. This last budget year, as I said, was a tough year, so there was a little bit of tag in there, just being like, let's not have another year like this. Nobody wants that. Right. But I mean, that's, like I said, something localities are feeling across the Commonwealth. we did extend, council did extend, our town manager asked for a contract amendment. He currently has in his contract that if he were to be fired without cause, so that's basically like council members just going, we don't want you here, you're done. And that can happen. With cause would be like he'd have to do something illegal and something terrible, which is not really in his makeup. So like many managers, they have in their clause in their contract that says if they get fired without cause, that they are entitled to 6 months runway of severance and benefits while they try to find another job. He asked for that to be extended to a year. And that's coming from, he's a member of ICMA, which is the International Managers Association. And they're recommending to people in his line of work to extend that out, just because the climate and the culture around politics has gotten so bad that you're seeing this kind of thing happen more. And there had been whispers in our community about maybe a movement to like try and really drastically change the scope of board of supervisors and town council through elections. And so he asked for a little more protection, and the council granted that. So that was the only change there. And yeah, outside of that, we had the fireworks after dark event. Everybody, I joke a lot because people are like, "Why do you call it fireworks after dark? Don't all fireworks start after dark?" And you're like, yes, but it's the number one question. People are always like, "When do the fireworks start?"
Oh, after dark.
Yeah, and, it was a great event. Once again, like having everybody downtown just brings me so much joy to walk downtown and see everybody down there having a good time. Kids everywhere, bands playing.
Abraham Lincoln, I think,
Abraham Lincoln was there. That was a very hot get up to wear that night. Props to Noah for that. And then and the fireworks went off great, and everybody came up to me afterwards and said it was the best fireworks show we've done downtown yet. So we're getting better and better.
Better and better, yeah.
And we had a pile of food trucks down there and vendors, and so it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm at the age now where my eldest daughter at 13, you can kind of just let her go with her friends, and so Farmville's such a great place because you can feel relatively secure that your kids are safe running around.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so that was a great event. And
anything else coming up?
There's nothing super pressing that I can think of coming up. No, there's not anything. On a personal note, I just finished my 8 years at the Department of Wildlife Resources on the board there, and just cycled off. So I'll have a little more bandwidth for things, which is good. But I loved serving the Commonwealth for 8 years on that board, and I loved that agency and the people who were there. I joked with folks, and have joked for years, that I was the only board member I knew of who got who got appointed by a governor that he campaigned against. It's usually you get appointed by a governor you supported, and usually it's maybe like contributions or whatever, but it's usually that way. They're political appointments. And in actuality, the only time I've ever publicly supported a candidate and I personally organized a rally on Main Street in Farmville in 2013, I believe it was. Was that one? Yeah, it was for Robert Sarvis, who was a libertarian candidate in the governor's race. And I just wanted a third party to hit the threshold that they could get on the ballots regularly.
Right.
And so I organized a rally for him and rallied, and he did not hit the 10% mark. But
at least you tried.
I tried.
Yes.
But I did meet the Secretary of the Commonwealth at some point, and she was persuaded by some other folks to appoint me to that board, and I'm grateful that she did and gave me a chance, because it was such an honor to serve the Commonwealth. And I met so many amazing people across the political spectrum, and Democrat and Republican friends on that board often joked that I was able to get on there because I was likable enough. And I joked that there may be some people locally who don't think so, but at least somewhere out there, there's some folks who think so.
Yeah, well, you're a busy guy, and you represent Farmville very well.
Well, I appreciate that. That's my number one. Outside of the sort of projecting forward and trying to figure out how we can move into the next century here in some ways, but then also keep our small town charm and make sure that we maintain our historical charm and small town charm. The other side is doing that, wanting to make sure that in everything you do, you're representing the town and the people here the right way, because it's a beautiful place to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, this half hour has gone by really quickly, but we do appreciate you coming in, and we look forward to talking with you next month.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, try to stay cool.
I will.
All right. All right. We appreciate Mayor Brian Vincent coming in and telling us or giving us some information about what's going on in and around the Farmville area, what's new, what's what's not, some of the problems that they have to face. They are willing to put it out there to the citizens as well, to let them know what's going on. All right, it is 29 minutes after 8 o'clock, and you're listening to the Call Flow Radio Show. I'm Chris Wood. The number to call, 434-394-0924, is the number, and I have John Staten with me here. He's got his WFLO cap on.
Yeah, and I have morning hair, so that's why the cap is on.
So you have bed hair.
Yes, bed hair.
It's either bed hair or hat hair or no hair, right?
Well, I got a combination of all three here.
All right, the lines are, well, they might as well just stay silent for a little while because we've got some business to take care of, so we'll do that. And let's see here. We've got our weather forecast coming up. And the weather forecast is brought to you at this time by Harold W. Collins Clearing and Grading, located at 2113 Cumberland Road in Farmville.
Harold W. Collins Clearing and Grading has been helping to build Southside and Central Virginia since 1960, providing all excavation, general contracting, and hauling needs. 5 miles north of Farmville, 2113 Cumberland Road, at the intersection of 45 and Range Tavern Road. Call 392-6010 or stop by Harold W. Collins Clearing and Grading.
All right, we do have a flood watch in effect from now until July the 11th, which is on Friday at 2 a.m., so please keep that in mind. And Mayor Vincent was here. We did have some flooding last night, which resulted in a water rescue. Right. For today, we'll see 40% chance for more thunderstorms. Look for a high of 87 degrees. For tonight, we'll see, we'll go from a 60% chance to a 20% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Look for a low around 70 degrees. On Friday, we'll see a high of 90 degrees with we'll go from a 20 to a 50% chance of thunderstorms. For Friday night, more chance for thunderstorms at 30% with a low of 71. On Saturday, we'll see a high of 89 degrees with a chance of some showers and thunderstorms. On Saturday night, chance of thunderstorms and showers as well with a low of 70. Sunday, 50% chance of thunderstorms, otherwise partly sunny, a high around 90 degrees. And for Sunday night, still a chance for some thunderstorms at 30%. Look for a low of 71. And we'll check our weather statistics right now. In Farmville, our barometric pressure at 29.99 inches. Relative humidity is at 93%. Let's see here. Winds coming in from the southwest around 5 miles per hour. We did have a low of 71. We're currently cloudy and 74 degrees outside. That is your forecast brought to you by Harold W. Collins Clearing and Grading. Call 434-392-6010 or 6010, however you want to say it. Our time is 8:33. We have our birthday and perhaps anniversary calendar coming up, brought to you by Creative Electrical Contractors, located at 1907 East 3rd Street in Farmville.
Creative Electrical Contractors specializes in commercial and industrial projects and offers quality work at competitive prices. CEC is a licensed Class A contractor in Virginia and North Carolina. Creative Electrical Contractors has been in business for 25 years, still committed to the values that were established when the company opened in 1998. Integrity, quality workmanship, and timely delivery. CEC, located at 1907 East 3rd Street, Farmville. You can contact CEC at 434-392-3802 or at creative-electrical.com.
All right, that is our cue for the birthday calendar, and I'm going to turn the microphone over to John Staten to tell us who's celebrating.
Thank you, Chris. And for today, Thursday, July 10th, happy birthday going out to Skylar Murphy, and Carrie Owen. And I wasn't here yesterday. My nephew, Walker Taylor, had his 10th birthday yesterday.
His name is Walker.
Walker yep.
Taylor. Okay. His 10th birthday.
10th birthday, yeah.
Into double digits now.
Yep.
Okay.
Finally.
All right. Well, congratulations to Walker.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That is it.
All right. And, of course, they can get those names to us by...
Well, you can go to the email address, birthdays at WFLO.net, and you can send the anniversaries there as well, or you can call us up, 434-394-0924.
Yeah, or if you're thinking ahead, you can mail them in to us as well.
You'll have to think way ahead.
Yeah, at 217 West 3rd Street, Suite 2, Farmville, Virginia, 23901. Okay. All right, the birthday calendar brought to you by Creative Electrical Contractors. If it's not right, they'll make it right. And you can call that number, 434-392-2802. And let's see if we have a call here coming through. Good morning, you're on the Call Flow Show.
Welcome to the Suavemente.
Pardon me?
I think that's...
Yeah. That was something else. Something. Anyway, lines are open, 434-394-0924. All right. Let's see here. You went to a concert, but it was a Rod Stewart contest. Concert. What did I say? Contest.
That's
for?
all right. I didn't win a contest. I did go to a concert, yes.
Oh, yes.
Mandy and myself. Great show. I've never seen Rod before, other than like on video or something like that.
Right.
Performing.
But he's 80 years old?
He's 80, but he does not act 80, and he looks good for 80.
How are the pipes? Are the pipes good?
Considering he just come off, he was sick. He had the flu and had to cancel like 4 shows. So I think the show I attended was the first show he was back from that. So you could tell there was a little bit of strain in his voice, a little bit. But regardless, he was putting on a good show.
Yeah, that's great.
Because I think like I said, he was like 4 days out of having the flu or something like that.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you got to see him.
Yeah.
You and Mandy. And I got to meet her.
Yes, you finally got to meet
she's
Mandy.
very nice. Very, very nice lady there.
Yes, she is.
All right. Well, try to take a caller here. Good morning. You're on the Call Flow Show. I don't know what's going on with that.
That's some of Noah's people, I think.
Oh, really?
Sounds like something he's involved in.
Oh, I see. Okay.
No,
I don't know. We don't know that either. Anyway.
I'll see.
Okay.
Do some
Yeah.
checking
Maybe
here.
you can do some checking while we check on some celebrity birthdays here for today. And we'll get to that. Singer Arlo Guthrie has a birthday today. He turns 78. He's the son of the folk singer Woody Guthrie. So he's having a birthday today. Also, actress Sofia Vergara turns 53. Of course, she was on The Simpsons and Family Guy, and she's voiced those characters as well. So she's as beautiful as ever. And let's see who else is celebrating. Actor Adrian Grenier turns 49, and he has 2 children, Everin and Asiko. All right, let's see here. Actor Twiddle Ejiofor turns 48 today. She has one Oscar he has one Oscar nomination for his lead role in 12 years. Mm-hmm. So, who else? Jessica Simpson. Uh-huh. She performed on American Idol earlier this year, and she is 45 today.
Okay.
All right. She's still singing some. Actress Isabella Merced turns 24 today. She appeared as Dina in season 2 of The Last of Us. And actress and singer Lily Brooks O'Brien turns 19. And some other actors. Actor William Smithers of Dallas and Peyton Place.
Okay.
You remember those shows, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's 98 today.
All right.
Singer Mavis Staples is 86. Actor Mills Watson of BJ and the Bear and Lobo is 85. Actor Robert Pine of Chips. You're not going to believe this.
That's Chris.
Yeah,
Pine's
Christopher Pine's dad, yeah.
Yeah.
He's 84 today.
Okay.
Bassist Dave Smalley of the Raspberries is 76. Singer Neil Tennant of the Pet Shop Boys is 71. Banjo player Bella Fleck of Bella Fleck and the Flecktones is 67. Actor Fiona Shaw of True Blood and Harry Potter films is also 67 today. Drummer Shaw Wilson of BR 549 is 65. Actor Alec Mapa of Ugly Betty and Half is 60. Country singer Ken Mellons is 60 years old. Guitarist Peter DiStefano of Porno for Pyros is 60 today. Country singer Gary LaVox of the Rascal Flatts is 55. And let's see who else. Actor Thomas Ian Nichols of American Pie and Rookie of the Year is 45. Actor Heather Hemmons of Hellcats is 41. And that's about done. That'll about do it. That's it. All right. Let's see if we can take another call.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with this. Good morning. You're on the Call Flow Show.
Well, good morning, Chris.
Well, good morning, Henry.
How are we doing this morning?
I'm doing all right. It's a little muggy out, and so I'm kind of feeling the heat, but other than that,
Yeah.
I should drink something hot, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so how are you? How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm still sleepy, but I'm okay.
Okay.
I decided I would tell Noah the joke about the roof.
The joke about...
Then I figured it was over his head. So,
Okay.
well, a few years ago there was identical twins born in the area, and the only difference was the girl was a little smaller than the boy.
They were identical? Uh-huh. I see. Okay.
Yeah, identical twins. Yeah. Following the earthquake, they all had Quaker oatmeal.
That makes sense.
That does make sense. I
Yeah,
guess.
it does. Yeah. I saw a headline the other day. Said hungry musicians have a jam session.
Oh, good. Yep. I wonder what kind
Yeah.
of jam.
They take 2 pieces
Yeah.
of bread and jam them
Jam
together.
them together. That's right.
There you go. Yeah. By the way, that's WEIGH.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Toledo is a place to get scales.
Let's see. By the way.
Toledo, most scales are made in their Toledo scales.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
It didn't make sense,
No,
but
it
anyway, it
didn't.
wasn't supposed to.
It's okay. My brain's kind of foggy anyway today.
Okay. After all, the baby goat was just a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to explain that to Noah. Yeah. Noah told me the other day he went to a tire shop because his TV set needed a new tube.
Yeah,
The tire shop. Yeah,
tube-
I
back
got
when
it.
they had
I
tube
got it.
TV,
Yes,
yeah.
I got that. I got it.
I get it.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. And he gave me a good bit of information. Noah did. He said the best way to stop a charging bull is cut up his credit card.
That's right. You cut up their credit card.
And that'll stop the charging bull.
Mm-hmm.
It won't stop the bull, as you can hear, but it'll stop the charging bull.
Okay.
I have a serious thing I want to share with you. And yesterday I was dwelling on what I should share, and I was talking to Christy about it, and she said to do this one. So I'll share a little thing here, and it's got a lot of truth in it. When I recall this story from my childhood, I'm reminded that horses have a stronger sense of hearing than people do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I'd like to share a story about that. When I was about 10 years old, we were helping our neighbor Burl Smith with his hay crop. Thunderstorm came up, and we went into the barn and took the horses with us. And it was raining hard, and I remember suddenly the horses would jump. And then 4 or 5 seconds later, you'd hear a loud clap of thunder
Mm-hmm.
after the lightning flash. This was repeated time after time after time. The horses would hear, as their hearing was more acute than us humans. We could hear the rattle of the horse's harness when they jumped, and after that we could hear and see the lightning and thunder.
Mm-hmm.
But and that was something I had never thought of. But looking back, I can see that the horses were more sensitive to the lightning because they would jump and still silent. But then right after that would come the loud crash of thunder.
Mm-hmm.
But they had already jumped.
Right.
I don't know if you ever thought of that or not. But
No, not really. Not really.
No.
It's-
that was something I remember from my childhood, and I was sharing several stories with Christy, and she said, "Daddy, you ought to share that because that's a real tribute to the horse's hearing."
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And so.
Well, that was I usually tell a story about the horse's head or whatever, but this time I turned him around.
Okay.
And yeah, it's the tail of the horses.
The tail of the horses. All right. We got you.
Yeah, okay. Don't explain it, all right. If anybody would like to talk to me, my number is 414-0096. If you'd like to share a story with me or about me or whatever, or talk to me about prayer, whatever, just feel free to give me a call at this number.
All right.
And I appreciate it.
Well, you're very welcome, and we'll be talking at you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Lord willing. Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Yeah, well, horses have big ears. I guess a mule has even bigger ears, so maybe their sense of hearing is even a little bit better.
I
don't know.
imagine so.
Lines are open, 434-394-0924. Let's check out some National Day here for this 10th day of July. It's National Kitten Day. Those cute little furry creatures that, grow up into cats. Today is National Kitten Day.
I heard that somewhere.
Yeah. Also, today is National Pina Colada Day.
Ah.
Yeah. So if you like pina coladas,
Celebrate your
getting
cat.
caught in the rain.
Yeah.
Okay. Today is Free Slurpee Day.
Cool.
Yeah.
But you got to find 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Or whoever does
It's Free
Slurpees.
Slurpee Day. Yep. Today is National French Fry Day.
Aha.
So, who makes your favorite French fries?
See, I'm picky. I like potato wedges.
Oh, you do?
Those aren't technically, I guess they're kind of fries. They're like the jumbo version of fries.
Steak fries, sort of like steak fries.
Yeah. But McDonald's fries are good. It used to be Wendy's was really good. I don't know if I have like the curly fries at Arby's.
I like to make my own.
You do?
Yes.
So what do you do? Anything different or special
Not
to them?
anything really special. No.
Okay.
Just get a couple of baking potatoes, because they're nice and, long. They're a little bit longer than the other ones.
Okay.
And just slice them up and put them in some oil, fry them up. Little salt on them. Yum, yum.
good.
Yep. Okay. And that's just about all we've got for today. Let's see here. Let's delve into Pina Colada Day. I guess, if I can get it. Okay. Pina Colada Day. It's a frosty and delightfully creamy concoction of pineapple, rum, and coconut cream. It was first created in Puerto Rico in 1954. Although its history is contested among Puerto Ricans, it is rumored that the bartender Ramon Monchito Marrero first prepared it at the Carib Hilton's Beachcomber Bar in San Juan, Puerto Rico, on August 16, 1954. The hotel had requested that he mix a new signature drink that embodied the flavors of the island, and shortly after he accepted the challenge, the Pina Colada was born. Regardless of its history, we can all agree that this drink is pretty tasty. On July 10th, we celebrate National Pina Colada Day, so kick back with a tropical, frothy, boozy cocktail, preferably poured into a hurricane glass, and do the best thing possible with them. Drink them up. So today is National Pina Colada Day. All right, we've got time for another call here. Good morning. You're on the Call Flow Show.
Good morning. I've got a joke for Henry that hopefully he hasn't used before. Why did the lifeguard eject the elephants from the swimming pool?
Okay. Why did the lifeguard eject the elephants from the swimming pool? Okay.
Because they kept dropping their trunks.
There you go.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. Absolutely.
And I don't do jokes.
Oh,
so
well,
for me to remember that over days is an accomplishment.
I know, and you told it beautifully.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Thank you. Take
All
care.
right. Hope to see
Bye-bye.
you soon. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Why did the lifeguard keep throwing the elephants out of the swimming pool?
Ejecting them from the swimming pool.
Yeah, because they
Couldn't keep their trunks up.
Yeah,
Or
they
something
kept
like
dropping their trunks.
Dropping their trunks.
Yeah. Okay.
That's better. It sounds better doing that.
Love it. That was great.
Elephants
Okay.
tend to bear all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those you eject the bear for wanting to bear all. Oh, that's okay. Our time is 8:53, and we've got open lines again at 434-394-0924. Okay. Let's see, John.
Yes, ma'am.
You got anything over there you want to talk about?
Let's see.
What's going on?
I did have this up. Let's see. Something that's going on with reasonable time of where we're at right now, since it's almost 9 o'clock.
Right.
Let's see. Well, I can talk about anything the Farmville Library is doing, Bear Creek Lake. Let's see. Sense of Nature. This is at 10 o'clock. I'll be brief since we have a caller. All right. So Sense of Nature, and this is Bear Creek Lake State Park, 22 Bear Creek Lake Road, Cumberland. And the price is right, admission free. And I think it's just a way of appreciating nature type of thing. And let's see. And the time for this is 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. this morning.
Okay.
At Bear Creek Lake State
All right,
Park.
still got time to get over there. All right, we've got another caller. Good morning. You're on the Call Flow Show.
Oh, great. Thank you for receiving my call.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yes. Oh, so what do you call a person that picks their nose? A nose picker.
Of course.
I shouldn't. Yeah.
That was pretty
That
obvious.
was. Oh my gosh, it was gold, I tell you. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
much
didn't
rain?
Have anything.
How much rain did you get
What's
last
that?
night?
Oh, I think I'm going to start to measure it in feet and not inches anymore.
I know, in feet. That's right.
It was crazy, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even into this morning, the thunder was waking me up.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I kind of dodged the major storm last night. Did have some thunder and a little bit of rain, but not a lot of wind. And just, it was just like we got maybe the edge of it there over there in Buckingham County. So I was thankful for that. I didn't want to be bailing out my basement again like we did yesterday. But
do you get inches or feet? I mean, many inches or just a...
What, in my basement?
What? Yeah.
No, it's a pretty big basement, so it kind of spread itself out, maybe about half an inch or so, something like that. Just in one spot, it all kind of culminates, which worries me as well. But anyway, yeah. Have had the dehumidifier going constantly, so just one of those things. The gutter system and everything works fine with when it's maybe a steady rain, but with these downpours and like cloudbursts we've been having, it's just been too overwhelming, and the ground gets saturated, the foundation gets a little saturated, and there you have it.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe yesterday I come in and I was just soaked. You know how your clothes just get blah.
Nasty.
So I was wondering if, because our clothes get so soaked, or we're just it's just very moist on the skin, that would I guess at some point evaporate up into the sky, into the clouds.
Of course.
And then it would rain down on somebody else. Yeah, and I mean, it could be true. I would assume it would be.
Yeah, I would think so.
So it's just like, I know, it's like recycled sweat. Oh my gosh.
Ew.
So don't drink the rainwater.
Absolutely not. Do you have a rain barrel?
No, ma'am. No. We used to, and then the mosquitoes were, I would notice the larvae in there.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just disposed of it because some of the animals were sneaking over and drinking out of it. And
Yeah, that's nasty too.
so it was just it was a job.
Yes, yeah, it's definitely a job.
So
Yeah.
no, I got rid of it.
I don't blame you. Mine's far enough away and on the woodshed so that it can, it can collect the water there. So I haven't really checked the rain barrel, but I'm sure it's pretty full. But it does have a spigot on it and also a place where the excess water can drain out of it as well. So that's good.
So what do you do after you collect it?
Just let it sit there in case I need it.
No. Oh, okay. So you don't fill the tub. Yeah, you just go out to the barrel.
I did fill the tub. I did fill my tub as well. Yeah, I was prepared. I was prepared for the worst, believe me. I was yesterday. I was prepared. I had my flashlights out. I had my lanterns out. I filled the tub. And it was, I was ready to hunker down. And then it was just like a regular little thunderstorm or whatever and just blew on over. So we were lucky.
Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very lucky. So I didn't have a chance to check the rain gauge this morning, but the other day, let's see, it was Tuesday night, I guess. I got over 2 inches of rain, and I live in the woods. So, 2 inches coming through the trees like that accumulates. That's a lot of rain.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
So.
Yep. Well, hope that you have a good day today.
Okay.
And try to stay cool.
Oh, yes.
And
all right.
Well, been watching Wimbledon tennis, so I'll go home and watch some of that.
On now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding. I try to watch it.
Yeah.
Can.
So we'll watch some of that and just, just stay cool.
They were clocking. Do I have another minute, a second?
Second.
Okay. They were clocking some of the times on those serves, and they were like in the 160s.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It really is.
Oh, my gosh.
But anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Something. All right. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. All right?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
All
Have
right,
a good
goodbye.
one. Bye-bye. All right. I've got to move on out of here. We thank Mayor Vincent for coming in and talking with us, and thank you for sitting in as well.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Chris.
it. And we'll get to some news.
All right.
WFLO AM 870 Farmville.